This is Wednesday. This is also career fair day. No tech den this Friday. Next 10 will be 13th. And we are in week 11, and this is Intro to Computers, and this would be day 31. Today we talked about security issues, data theft, and then legal consequences, maintaining productivity. Legal consequences. In order to maintain security, confidentiality, like patients or students at a school, there has to be, in some cases, some legal consequence if you break the rules. Companies have to maintain productivity, and they are required to, if there's a breach, to divulge that. There's all kinds of legal situations that have to do with data. More on that in the security part. We talked about cyber terrorism, to scare people. This just isn't, hacking in and stealing your social security number. This could be like hacking into the power grid and turning off the power to half the country for a month. That would create some terror within people. We talked a lot about identity theft. Somebody steals, let's say, your social security number, and then they pretend, they take out, like open new credit card accounts and then charge those. See, and the fact that they're new, you don't see it. The biggest issue is, of course, then they max them out. And biggest issue for you when this happens is to get your credit back to a stable place. Alright, we're going to talk a little more about attacks and some defense today. Networks, cloud, doing a website, and utilities. We've been working on that group work, and then we'll answer any questions the project's due Thursday. Talked about we moved the Unit 5 completion. Students were to get that done. Alright, key things. Is the data accurate? Who can see the data? And we must make the data available. Or these two wouldn't be an issue. Okay. Anyone nowadays with use of the internet can be a hacker. Typically follows a pattern. They do reconnaissance. They hack in, and then they escalate their privileges. Once they get hacked in, they can watch. Once they see somebody type in an important or a password for an administrator, then they can use that. And in a lot of cases, they'll put in a back door once you get hacked in, so that they have a separate way to get into the computer, so if you do change your password, it's not going to affect it. Then on Wednesday we did a little bit here with starting to talk about encryption and hashing. So we did pretty good encryption. We did an example in Linux, and we did an example of a hash in Linux. We talked a little bit about logging in to the network side of the computers. We talked about if X wants to send a message to Z, we can encrypt it and then decrypt it when it gets to the other end, so that in the middle here, nobody can see the information. That would take care of data confidentiality. And then one more thing I'll mention, this data, we can hash the data. We can hash it on this end, send it across, then there'll be a hash over here, and then we can hash it again when the data gets there. And if those hashes match, the data was not changed. We'll talk a little more about that next week. Now, on Friday, here, let me do it this way. On Friday, we did some more collaboration. So we had groups, and the groups did the skills-based assessment. So it was verifying this work and then also getting some work in terms of working collaboratively. That's it.